Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button and join this growing family. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. How are you? Thank you so much for returning. So today's video is very special to me for so many reasons. This month marks 3 years of me having graduated from nursing school. So if you found this video because you're about to graduate from nursing school or you have graduated, congratulations. And if you're looking for information on how to go about studying for the NCLEX, you clicked on the right videos. And so welcome to my channel and let's just hop right in. So like I said, I graduated in July of 2020 and I didn't get my authorization to test until September 2nd. And by that time, I wasn't really doing a lot of studying, really. I was going over things, reviewing things, but I wasn't really diving in because I just had so much anxiety about wanting to already get authorized to pick my test date. That's when I was going to get the ball rolling. So September 2nd, I got the authorization to test email. I went ahead and scheduled my exam, my NCLEX exam for October 22nd. So I gave myself roughly about 6 weeks to take the NCLEX, and I thought that was plenty of time. So that's just to give you a little background. I found that there are just a few resources that were really helpful to me, especially as I got in the groove of studying. I honed it down to the basics. I didn't want to overwhelm myself with any extra resources if I didn't have to, and I would advise you guys the same. Like, do not overwhelm yourself with so many different resources. I would say narrow it down to 3 to 4 maximum, and that's it. So in this video, I'm going to share with you guys the resources that I used to study for the NCLEX and prepare myself to take the NCLEX. So my school used ATI, and I know that some nursing schools also use Kaplan. I'm not sure of any other resources out there, but my school used ATI. So when you use ATI, they send you every semester, they send you like these little booklets for every subject that you're going to be studying. And towards the end, we had the comprehensive NCLEX-PN review. Okay, so it's basically like it just broke down every single topic, every section that we went over in nursing school. But yeah, so this is what I was using until I was authorized to test. So I was going over these things. I grew bored of it. It was just because it's not that interactive. Let me see if I can. It's not that interactive. There's not a lot of images in here, and I'm a very visual person, and that's something that was very important to me, that, you know, if I'm going to spend so much of my time studying, I want it to be something that was very interactive. But in the meantime, I used this book here. Did not make it till the end of my studying. So once I got my authorization to test, I went ahead and bought this little calendar here. And I'm going to put up a picture of what it actually looked like. With all the, I had like daily quotas to meet with the amount of questions that I wanted to practice, and also any sections that I wanted to go over. I would write that down on each day just so that I can cross off and know that I reached my goals for the day. Sometimes I would go past the number of questions that I put on that board, but for the most part, I used a dry erase calendar somewhere that was big where I can see it on the wall, and it was there for me to look at every single day. And then plus it just kind of felt good going through the days and just crossing through until I got to test date. Let me show you the book that actually, that was it. Let me show you this, okay? This is the Saunders NCLEX-PN examination book. I'm going to put up a picture of the most current one, but this was the current one when I was still in school. I actually bought this book before I started nursing school. It was just one of those things that Amazon recommended when I was buying things for nursing school. So I never really opened this book while in nursing school, but I knew that I had it whenever I was ready to prepare for the NCLEX. So get this book. And I'm going to tell you a reason why this book was so helpful and why it was the only go-to review book for me in terms of reviewing content, not practicing questions, but reviewing content just to like refresh my memory. So this book is broken down into basically all the things that you learn in school, right? You've got fundamentals, you have maternity, you have pediatrics, you've got adult, respiratory, cardiovascular, urinary, you name it, neurological, you name it. It's broken down to all the different topics that we cover in nursing school. And what I love about this book specifically, let me tell you the first thing that I love about this book is that it comes with a scratch code. This book comes with a scratch code, and when you buy it new, I'm not sure if it's still, you know, if multiple users can have access to it, but if you buy the book new, it comes with a scratch code, and there's literally, I kid you guys not, probably like 3,000 practice questions when you use the website and you have access to their practice questions. They're not NCLEX style. Like I said, it's more content based. If you want to test your knowledge on anything like procedures or what to do on certain medications and all that, this was very helpful for me. I never got through all 3,000 questions because I didn't have time, and I was just focusing on the specifics. Like, for example, my weak areas were like pediatrics, for example, so I would just go under the pediatric section and practice a bunch of questions on there. It's like that's the first thing that I really love about this book, is you have access to about 3,000 questions when you use a scratch code here. And the second thing that I love about this book is that all throughout the book, they have like these, you know, the red where you see like this thing here. These are like little like memos throughout the book. Throughout each section, they have like little memos where like it's like the must know, like the most important thing that you must know about whatever it is that you just read about. And I loved that. And sometimes I wish that I kind of opened this book in nursing school, because like as I was using it to study for the NCLEX, I realized how useful it really was. So I absolutely really loved these red sections on this book. It just, you know, sometimes on days where I really didn't feel like reading an entire section of the chapter, I would just skim through the red parts and just see what the authors thought was very, very important for the student and the future nurse to know. So I really love that. And then of course at the end of each section, it had questions on there, and then it also has questions in the back of the book. So you just take it whenever you're ready, if you feel like you've learned most of the content. So that's that. Okay. And then because my school used ATI, I had access to an NCLEX prep section in the website, and that is where I practice my questions. I did not buy UWorld. I didn't buy any other resources, no Kaplan, no Mark Clemens, whatever it is that people are using. I strictly used the practice questions on the ATI website, specifically made for NCLEX. And when I tell you, there is so many questions on there, and it's divided by the different topics that we learn in nursing school. So, and what I love about it is that it gives you the rationale. You can put it on test mode, where like as soon as you finish a question, you move on to the next one. But I never did it on test mode. I was definitely adamant about answering the question and getting the rationale right after. I just wanted that information to be straight, like fresh in my brain. So I would answer the questions and then get the feedback, and I would read all of the rationales. Whether or not I got the question right or wrong, I would read all of the rationales over and over and over, and that's how I practice my questions. I didn't need to buy anything else. I think UWorld gives you like a free, like a sample, like you can practice like 25 questions for free or something like that before you have to purchase their products. But I played around with it. I practiced like 25 questions, but I felt that UWorld was like way too much. It was way too in depth for me, and I was just happy with what I was using on ATI's website. So that's that. In terms of content online to review, to refresh my memory, there are two YouTube channels that I absolutely would recommend to anybody, whether you are beginning nursing school, whether you're in nursing school, or you're prepping for the NCLEX. The first YouTube channel that I'm going to recommend is Simple Nursing, and the second one is Registered Nurse RN. For Simple Nursing, his content is usually surrounding pharmacology, and it's heavily based on NCLEX. Like, he gives so many pointers, so many good pointers and helpful tips and tricks, how to memorize, how to remember certain things when it comes to pharmacology. And so I would definitely recommend his channel if you're in nursing school, even after when you're studying for the NCLEX. Check his channel out, okay? You'll thank me later. So secondly is Registered Nurse RN. I actually watched a few of her content while I was in nursing school just to refresh my memory. She teaches you the orders of assessments, head to toe assessments, on pediatrics, on adults. Like, she covers it all. I'm going to leave a link of their YouTube channels in the description, so down below, so please make sure that you check it out. But those are the two channels that I definitely found myself going to almost on a daily basis, just to get like a quick refresher on something. And like I said, I'm a visual person, so to be able to watch and see, you know, the information and how they're using graphics and imagery just to kind of like help with memorization, it was very helpful for me. So, oh, and I kept a little notebook with me. If there was content that I came across that was like I was having a hard time memorizing, or just like, you know, sticking in my brain, I would write it down, and throughout the day I would just review it. Daily, I would say that when it comes to practice questions, I practice about, I want to say, between 50 to 100 questions daily. And that was just like, sometimes I did more, sometimes I did 50, but I never did less than 50. Like, as long as I met my daily quota, I was good. I always did some daily readings every single day. Like, I made sure that I refreshed my memory on certain information. And yeah, I did that for a full 6 weeks. And I tell you guys, I'm gonna be very honest with you guys, I had a few meltdowns. And that's okay, right? Like, you've never taken the NCLEX before. You don't know how you're gonna do. And so it's okay to just have those moments where you just feel overwhelmed. But once you get in a groove of studying every single day, like, it gets better and better. And of course, the nerves come back up. Like, the closest you get to exam date, your nerves come back. But I promise you guys, like, it's doable. You just have to break down your goals into little chunks. Also, I wanted to say that I wasn't working at the time when I was studying for the NCLEX, so I had all the time in the day and night to study. I treated it almost like a full-time job. So I would wake up in the morning, have breakfast, and start practicing questions. And then once I'm fully awake, I would start reading contents and just refreshing my memory, and then take a break, have dinner, blah, 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 and then go back at it again. So I would say from the moment I woke up to when I was in bed, anytime I felt that I had free time, I was studying. And I would advise you guys to do the same. Just make sure that you make a little time for yourself to, like, just, you know, decompress a little bit, because it can get pretty overwhelming. Let me know if you guys are interested in me making a video about what I did from the very beginning to the end of my day. Maybe it'll help for some of you all who are visual people, but I'm more than happy to do that. So just leave the request, or if you have any questions down below, let me know. So yeah, I think I covered everything. Like I said, keep it simple. Don't overwhelm yourself with all types of information. Again, this is how I passed the NCLEX. One thing that I do want you guys to remember is you can do it. If you're able to get into nursing school, make it through nursing school, and graduate nursing school, you can pass the NCLEX. Believe in yourself. Remind yourself every single day that if the next person has done it, me, you can also do it. Believe in yourself. Remind yourself every single day of your reasons why you're doing this, and remind yourself that you can do anything. Okay, so For those of you who are preparing for the NCLEX, good luck. I wish you guys the best of luck ever. And yeah, bye you guys.